Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning. It's the intro for me. The music.
Okay, thanks to my son. He created that for me. I appreciate that. Listen, good morning, beautiful people. We are here for yet another great episode of Link Up with Lanika. I'm your host, Coach Lanika Michelle. I guess that's what y'all can call me out here in these streets. And we are bringing you candid conversations with some of the baddest, some of the dopest kingdom baddies that I have come across. So each week I try to dive into a new topic. I'm sharing some insights. I am and stories and some strategies to inspire you on your journey, right? Because this is a journey being an entrepreneur and we need a community, right? So, whether you're tuning in into our private group, thank you, and soon YouTube, I'm working on the kinks on that this week. Thank you. Make sure that you follow, like, and share. So let's get started on this journey. Listen, y'all see this beautiful lady next to me? Y'all say good morning. I'm gonna allow her to introduce herself to everybody, and I'm gonna mute my mic. The floor is yours, sweetheart.
All right. Hey, guys. Hey, I am Katrina Littles. I like to call myself the purpose pusher. I am a wife, a mom, a creative, a teacher, a business creative strategist. I help women with their identity, their confidence, and their purpose so that they can walk out their assignments as God's masterpiece and his master plan. And I also help creative entrepreneurs show up in a saturated market as their unique self so that we could ditch the cookie cutter look and that we can present ourselves to the world as a masterpiece when we do our business. So that is me, Katrina Littles.
I like the whole masterpiece thing. That's so intriguing for me. And I think that's why I brought you on here, right? Not only is she a purpose pusher, right? The intro was it for me, sis. Good. She is also a purpose pusher. That's how I was introduced to her. Oh, yeah, sorry, excuse me. So, I do have a question. What inspired you to become a purpose pusher, and how do you define purpose in your own life?
So I'm glad you asked him that, Bob. No, not really. Coach Nalini. I didn't wake up wanting to be a purpose pusher. I did not even, in fact, I believe that term just came last year. What happened
Ooh.
was, I was on it. Do you got time for story time?
Of course I got time for story time.
All right. And so what had happened was after leaving my job in 2019,
Oh,
and having my last son, and then 2020 happened, COVID and everything, I was just in a real funky place of knowing there was more inside of me. So literally, I felt like I was in a black hole. I was suffocating. There's more that I should be doing. I left my job to take care of my son and to also go back to school to get my master's in teaching. And I felt like it was still something missing. Like, what else am I supposed to be doing? God, where are you? Show up for me. Everybody's doing stuff, all those things. And then God began to show me Ephesians 2:10. And that scripture basically, and he did not start off with the masterpiece version, because it's different versions. You got the Amplified, you got the New Living Translation, King James, and so have you. But he started off basically just telling me, you are my handiwork, or you are my craftsmanship, created in Christ to do good works here on earth. And I'm paraphrasing, which I predestined a long time ago. That's basically all he kept showing me. And so, because I was in this dark space, by him showing me this constantly, basically the revelation that I got from it is, listen, I do have a purpose plan for you. There are things that I need you to do here on this earth, and it's to do good works. People look at purpose, and I'm going to kind of answer it all around. I'll get back to my story, but people look at purpose as one thing, and it's not one thing. The one thing is we are all created to love God and to love people. Boom. That's the purpose. That's the purpose. You are here to just basically love God, love people, serve people. Within that, he gives us all gifts and talents. He may call us to do something in April, but then in December, hey, it's something else for you to do. So you can't get hung up on just purpose as one thing. It's not just one thing. So with that scripture, he was pretty much showing me that I created everyone to do something here on this earth. And so I was like, whoa. So you do have purpose for me, God. You have a plan for me. So I started getting this urgency, like, I don't want my time to run out. I don't want to leave this earth. And God asked me, did you do what I called you to do? Well, no, because I was still confused, God, and I was scared to show up, God, and I was concerned about what the people was going to say. I didn't feel like my blemishes was gone. I didn't feel like, just all that the excuses. And no, you can't do that, because in a nutshell, your purpose was planned for God's people, not for me to get rich and just live a lavish life with just my family, not for me to just have my hands in all different kind of things. And God didn't tell me to do that. It was planned for his people. And so with that, I got this desire to help push. Again, that word wasn't back then, but I'm just telling you, it was the feeling to everybody else need to be doing this. Because let's think about it like a game. We're all placed on earth, God's earth, to do something. Everybody needs to be doing it before their time runs out. How devastating would it be to die in all the you hear the saying about the richest people are in the grave because all the I
mm-hmm.
died with them. And I didn't want that. And I didn't want that for so many people in my lives. We all need to play
Right.
our part. So fast forward. Let's fast forward a little bit for the people. It wasn't until last year when I started showing up on Clubhouse, when I finally said, okay, God, yes,
Okay.
I'm going to do this. I started hosting a Talk That Talk Tuesday room on Clubhouse. And that's how the Purpose Pusher came, because I was helping women talk that talk. Really, I was helping myself. It only birthed out of my own experience. Not that I know everything.
Yes.
It's what I was going through. I needed to talk that talk to Katrina, and I had to change my mindset. So in doing
Mm-hmm.
that, then Kingdom Hype Girl came up, but Purpose Pusher stuck. It was something about that, because I was like, I'll go push you.
Yes.
So basically, that's what purpose means. So for my own life, it just literally means being obedient to God, whatever it is He's calling me to do, because I realize it's
Yes.
not one thing. It's not
Okay.
one thing, and it's not everything at one time. So whatever
Ooh.
it is, I want to show up and I want to do it. And that's what the purpose means for me. And
I
Yeah,
like
so he
that.
had to take me on a journey. He had to take me on a journey.
I like that. Yes, ma'am. It's the purpose. Well, would say the three P's again, because you said the purpose.
It was planned, and I say was because he predestined it, right? The
Uh
purpose
huh.
was planned for God's people. And just to say, dig deeper into that, because a lot of women are walking around not knowing what they should be doing. A lot of them feel unworthy. They don't feel like they bring any value. And so, what God had to show me is, daughter, you are valuable. You have a
Mm-hmm.
purpose. You are needed. And by him showing me Ephesians 2:10, there's so many D's in that. It's created,
Yeah,
it's destined, it's planned. So even if I don't know what the heck I'm doing right now, my father knew way back then.
he
Way back
knew.
then. So that's freeing.
Yes,
That means I still have an opportunity to walk in it because he already planned it out. I just need to get in a position to walk in it.
oh, excuse me. I like that,
God
sis.
bless you.
I like that. Uh, so we got some people. It was already done, right? No, we
Mhm.
just walking in it. I
Mhm.
love that. Okay, so another question I have for you is: can you share a pivotal moment or an experience that reinforced the importance of aligning your passion with your purpose, and how has it shaped you? Because I know it's still shaping you, right? Because it's still
Mhm.
shaping all of us. How has it shaped your approach to life and business as an entrepreneur now?
So it was two things. So first I had when came upon this entrepreneur streets, I was doing jewelry for kids called Cutesy Caves.
Oh,
And we just made little bracelets and stuff and all that.
okay.
And I never really saw the fruit of it. And I knew it wasn't my purpose. It was a hobby. But
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm gonna get paid off this hobby. But it's interesting because God is like, you trying to get coins off the hobby. If you would go do purpose, you'll get your millions. And I didn't want to listen. And I was like, I'm gonna still do it. Because I don't think I really
Mm,
hear you guys. So that's somebody else talking. And I remember just getting so busy doing the things for this business. And God told me one day, He was like, don't get so busy and caught up trying to create a legacy when you forget to make memories with your children. Because what happened, newly entrepreneur, I started getting busy and I was like, oh, give me a second. And I was getting aggravated. My kids was coming up to me. And no, I didn't. First of all, whatever business I'm calling you to, you're not going to leave your
right.
family behind because it's me, then family, then business. So he had to. So to answer your first part, that was a first pivotal moment. It was a gut punch because it was like, oh, how you gonna try to
Mm-hmm.
create a legacy and you're not even creating memories with them? You gonna have this money off of your hobby gig anyway, but your family
Mm,
gonna remember their mama wasn't there. Make it make sense.
that part.
Another thing that was pivotal is I started having these experiences with my daughter. She would come home and she was saying stuff like, the kids call me weird on the playground because we were playing a game and I was pretending to be a hyena. So I was making these loud noises. And this boy kept saying, hey, weird girl. So I kept pouring into her. I was affirming her, I was building up her confidence. I was telling her
Mm,
how not to listen to any of those things. And
mm-hmm.
God, how you gonna tell her something you don't believe yourself? Uh-oh,
Mm-hmm.
not you checking me. Wait, I'm trying to parent your child. I'm doing the right thing. We're not talking about me right now, God. Let's stay focused. No,
Mm-hmm.
you stay focused. You're trying to teach your daughter something you don't even believe. You're trying to tell her how to build up her confidence. Are you confident? Uh-oh.
Mm,
You trying to tell her not to shrink and be bold. Do you feel bold? Or are you shrinking? Are you playing it small? You going on Clubhouse and you can't even raise your hand to go on the stage because you're too scared to open up your mouth because you worried about your voice and how you sound. But you telling her that you, oh, okay. So that was the second, because it was like a second gut punch. Like, you can't be no
mm,
hypocrite with your own kids. And in that moment, after that, that's what made me, if you're going to do this entrepreneur thing, you have to
mm-hmm.
show up, first of all, knowing who you are. You have to be
Yes.
comfortable with who you are, and you have to show up with confidence. And then the purpose and the assignments will come later. Then you can be a
Mm.
good entrepreneur, a good business leader. You can't be one if you lack confidence. You can't be one if you're playing it small. You can't be one if you're shrinking and if you're staying on mute and keeping your mouth closed. So those two things is what gut punched me to then say, okay, I'm
Mm.
going to do this. But if I do this, God, because like you mentioned earlier, I'm still
Mhm.
evolving. God's still
Mhm.
working on, every level there's a new layer, but I'm not what I used to be. I've come a long way. Um, so yeah, those would be the two things that made me like, okay, if you're gonna be an entrepreneur, if you're going to be a business owner, you got to get it together, sis. You can't say out of one breath one thing and out another
Get out of.
doing something else. Mm-mm.
So I hear you saying that you can't be a lukewarm Christian out
Mm.
here in these streets, huh?
You cannot be lukewarm at all. And it's like
Cannot
playing with
be.
God.
I mean, your first. I always when I always say this. Your first ministry is at home. If you can't be who you need to be at home and you're a complete different person when you're out on the streets, you need to chickadee check yourself.
Mm, mm,
Okay. I always think, and because I'm a PK kid, I used to hate the fact that people be like, oh, y'all like this at home and y'all like this at church. No, if I can't be like how I am in front of my parents right here in my own home, then
mhm,
you're not going to get a different me out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? I don't
mhm,
have time to be wishy washy. I don't have time
mhm,
for the different masks to be
mm,
put on. You know what I'm saying? And so when you were saying that, I just remember I'm gonna always be real. I'm gonna always be me. That's what I always used to say.
mhm.
So yeah, don't Kim and Ebony. There you go. Kim said, "Don't play in his face." Now, I mean,
Don't play in his face. And can I speak to that? I was wearing a mask, but I
yes.
was wearing it in reverse. So the
Mm,
okay, so first I was trying to build a business and I was trying to be so good at it that I was not that I neglected my kids, but that I just wanted to finally be something. All right, but how I was wearing a
yes.
mask is my family and close friends saw me one way. I was the animated, I was bubbly, I was silly and jokey. But whenever I stepped out into a large platform, conferences, clubhouse, and
Mhm.
social media, I was like this and I was quiet. You probably wouldn't know I was in the room. I'm just observing. I
Mhm.
wasn't jokey. I wasn't animated.
Mhm.
I shrunk. And I started feeling like I started feeling fake. I started feeling like I'm showing up as a fake version. It felt uncomfortable being small. Not that I'm some grand, big, bold person. Um,
And you are.
yet. Okay. But
And
I
you are.
I was like, dang, people don't even really know the real me because all they see is someone that's meek and mild and timid. They don't even see the creativity because if you wasn't that close to me, I wasn't doing that either, you know? And so that's how I was wearing the mask. I wasn't, and I
Mhm.
believe that's another reason why he then flipped it and showed me the version masterpiece, the translation, because I
Ooh.
I felt small.
Mhm.
2020 happened, and a lot of people, well, let me not speak for the people, let me only talk about myself. Gained weight.
Mhm.
I started going through
Mhm.
some hormonal stuff that was causing my hair to fall out and some blemishes and just this aggravating stomach. And I didn't feel pretty. And then
Mm.
you telling me to come show up on social media to do what now? Say who? Because I work with kids, and I hear this word masterpiece, and you're telling me I'm your masterpiece, but I don't like the word. I hate it. Get somebody else to do it. Get a light skinned, pretty chick with a nice figure and long hair to do it. And that's how I felt. And again, he kept showing me my daughters. He kept showing me how it was basically showing the little Trina through my kids. And so I had to fight for them because imagine how many other women feel exactly the same. All right, guys, so you're going to give me this word masterpiece. Okay, I guess we're going to do it. So I'm going to do it with kids, though. All right, kids. Because one of my main desires was that, all right, if we can catch the kids while they're young, and if we can nurture their gifts and talents, then they won't grow up to be broken women like us, going on this long journey of not knowing who they are and stuff. So I got to go for the kids, which is good. It's good. And God was like, that's good. But you can't leave the mamas out, because everything you work with and the kids and all that stuff, and you meet up with the kids and you pour all this stuff, if they go home to a broken mama, it's going to get undone anyway. So you got to talk to the little girl and the mama, because your little girl still show up in you. No. See, that's when you're wrong, because I don't do women. I do kids. I don't do. See, now we got a problem. Now we have problem. So then my mask came back, because you said masterpiece, Bob. I'm about to put this mask back on. Lanika, you want me to pause, because I don't. I'll keep going.
No, girl, you good. You good. I do want to say this though, because what you just said was you wanted to work with the kids, but then you had an what they call it, an aha moment about it starts at home with the mama, right? So and I'm in the process of getting ready to tell my story, because I got a whole new audience, right? I started out as a single mom in the hood, okay? And I was like, yo, we gotta do some life skill stuff, right? And I was the opposite of you. I was like, yo, it starts at home with mama, because if mama don't got it together, then that means the kids ain't gonna get it together, because how they gonna teach the kids if they ain't got it together? The kids ain't gonna teach the parents. And let's just be honest, some of us got that little kids need to stay in the kids' space, right? So kids were not gonna open up to their parents if we taught them first, and then taught our mamas. So I said, let's do this life skills where it's the mom and the kids, because if we can teach them together, we can bring out some things, you know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to touch on that, because I realize all the people that are in my life, all the stories that I'm hearing, I'm connected in some type of way. So okay, I just wanted to pause. That's a pause. So now back to your story.
So good, because that's so good hearing that, because crazy enough, back then I was rejecting it because my passion was children. And God really had to give me the revelation that the mamas can't be left behind too. But okay, so this whole I don't do women, I don't do adults, it was just a lie. It was just a lie. But the reason why is because life circumstances, you get burnt by people. You can't trust people sometimes. And then let's be honest, some of it could have been intimidation on my part. Yes. When you look at certain influencers or leaders and you think they're more intelligent than you, they have more money than you, they have a higher status. So what could I possibly say to that person? But I'm comfortable with children. Like, that's my thing. I don't want to work in nobody middle or high school, because that ain't my calling. So I'm comfortable with the little ones. And so I was rejecting it. I was like, not my thing, get somebody else to do it. But God gave me that aha moment. Like, it's about family legacy. They're a dynamic duo. You have to take on the women and their children at the same time. So that the family
think
legacy.
About it. Think about it, even with your household, right? Just like how you just said, you trying to give advice to your daughter, and God was like, sis, what you doing? Do you even have the confidence? How you gonna teach her about confidence and you ain't out here walking? I just wanted to reiterate that. It does start with mama. At the end of the day, I know they say the husbands are the head of the household, but guess what? Mama sets the tone of the house. At the end of the day, mama sets the tone. So if mama is struggling, that means her kids are struggling. They're not gonna say nothing because mama don't say nothing. Our kids are a reflection of us at the end of the day. All right.
Yeah, I felt like a whole hypocrite. Like, I'm talking about, come on. No. I'm telling them all this, and it's like,
yes. And they looking like, but mama, you not even doing what you telling me to do.
Yes. Yes. And I didn't want it to get to that point where they really, really could see it because they're so little right now. But imagine
Yes.
when their eyes get open, they really, really see mama playing small. Like, but you the same person who, so that was an eye opener for me. I had
Yeah.
to get it together. So anyway, those were the pivotal moments. And going back to the just the
I
mask,
like
a
that.
lot of women are wearing
Ooh.
masks. You're either wearing a mask pretending to be somebody you're not, you're wearing a
Mm.
mask showing up as somebody else, or you're
Ooh.
wearing a mask not being yourself because you're shrinking. So it could be the three. And I was not
Mm.
being myself because I was shrinking. And what would happen if we all remove the mask, take the muzzle off our
Mm.
mouth, take the veils from over our eyes, and just be authentic with who we are and show up as the masterpiece. Everybody needs to realize that you was handcrafted by God and you are his beautiful work of
Handcrafted.
art. Handcrafted,
Mm.
you are his beautiful work of art. I saw this some things on TikTok of this doctor. She was going through celebrities and showing their before and after, like how their faces used to look before all the cosmetic. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that hurt God's feelings. And even with us, like when we try to change all these things, but for those celebrities specifically who pay all the money to do those things, do it hurt his feelings that, man, I handcrafted
You just
you.
messed.
You messed
Yeah.
up my art. Like this was my art. You just literally
Yeah.
reconstructed the artwork that I crafted and you change your face. And so what do we do? Maybe we don't pay all this money to reconstruct our face, but not showing up the way God created us to show. Are we
Ooh.
reconstructing our being instead of being who he say we are? And I was like, oh
Ooh.
man, I got to be myself because I don't, God has feelings. And imagine
Yeah.
God, Lanika, you're the bomb at what you do. So imagine you put all your blood, sweat, and tears in something and you present it, and somebody come and say, I'm just going to rearrange it like this because I don't really like what you call a masterpiece. You put your blood, sweat, and tears in that. Literally, his blood and sweat and tears.
This
He died for us, and we just
for
come and
us.
reconstruct the whole thing. Craziness,
That's
craziness.
it. That's it. Ooh, that's so disrespectful. You just slapped me in my face type thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I
Yes.
feel you because I always wondered that too. Like, why did I understand that, we want to look a certain way, but then like, why are we so consumed
Yeah.
about looking a certain way?
Mhm.
What I think God, to me, this is why I like your whole masterpiece
Mm.
thing, because I love art, right? To me,
Mhm.
I just see God just saying la 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 while He's creating us, and then here we come saying, God, you ain't do a good job. How dare us say he didn't do a good job because we out here redoing things,
Ooh,
making our nose smaller, making
right.
our hair long. I'm not knocking all of y'all with the
Mhm.
weaves. I'm not doing none of that. I'm
Mhm.
just saying. And then taking out ribs to make our waist smaller. How
Oh.
dare we say to God that you ain't do a good enough job?
Mm. How dare is that part? Woo. And so many people are doing it.
So many people are doing that. So
Mhm.
we need people like Coach K to come out here and tell us that we are beautiful the way we are. And we got to
Mhm.
understand that we are unique. Being unique is way better than being popular for me.
Mm. I wish I knew that when I was in high school. I didn't
That
know that.
part.
And that's why I'm so passionate about it now. See, it may seem like and I had to even get this out of my head that it's man, I fought with myself even with my assignment because I felt like, all right, other people have things like they're architect or they are making $1 million doing whatever it is, and I'm pushing people to do their stuff. That don't make sense. Like, so I even fought that, and I felt like I wasn't doing anything. I was like, I don't want to care because growing up, I always helped people. I always pulled out the best in people. I always hype people up to be their greatest. And so even up until last year, I was like, I'm sick of me. I am sick of always pushing people. What am I doing? And God had to tell me, girl, you are doing your assignment. You pushing people is playing your part. This is what you're supposed to be doing. I'm like, oh, so it's not that I'm going to have a seasoning on the shelf at Target. Not that I wanted to. I'm just giving an example. It's not
Mm-hmm.
that I'm going to be creating furniture and it's going to be at Bath and Body Works. The furniture is not Bath and Body Works. You know what I'm saying.
But I
But
got what you're saying.
yeah, so I was like, oh, I am doing something. And I was looking at my gift as being small because it wasn't some grand thing. And a lot of people are doing it. So again, not just from the outer, but it's even with gifts.
Yes.
Whatever God has gifted you with, are you reconstructing it? Are you reconstructing what he placed inside of you because you think it's small? And so,
Ooh.
yeah.
We one thing, our in a part of our morning routine should be God, um more of you, right? And less of me, right? That's why I start this podcast off with that statement: more of you, God, and less of me. Because I think sometimes what we tend to do is, the reason why we compare ourselves is because our heart's desire is to be big.
Mm.
But is that big where we really need to be at, or is it the big
Mm.
that we need where we are today?
That's good. That's good. Cause I even started asking myself, I said, God, I don't know if it's your will, but I don't know if I want to
Yeah,
be big like a celebrity big, because that come with a lot of stuff. I
that
still
come
want
with
to go
a
to
lot of
Target.
weight.
Yes, I want to go to Dollar Tree and nobody's saying, oh, she shop at Dollar Tree and do. And so
And
I
do.
want to come with that level of, like I'm okay how you want me to be. And I could be just what
Ooh,
you said. If it's big for that day, for that person that need that bigness, it don't have to
yes.
necessarily be on a celebrity status because I don't think I want that type of stress or attention.
Listen, listen. I tell you, this is why I'm so, we don't know who's watching us.
Mhm.
And for the last few weeks, I've been paying attention when I step outside, right? Because I've seen people. Chick-fil-A is one of our favorite places. And I know if Coach Mocha is on here, she's gonna be like, oh my God, I get it. I stop eating Chick-fil-A soon, okay? But every time I go in, and it doesn't matter where I'm at, somebody's in there and they go, oh my God, you're such an amazing woman. Who are you? And I'm
Mhm.
like, girl, I'm nobody. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, no, you're somebody. So I say this to say, we think that we're small, but there's people out here that are watching and don't say absolutely nothing, but they see us, and we have to represent, because at the end of the day, we serve a big God. And because we serve a big God, we got to be out here stomping big just like how he do. We cannot keep sitting in our feelings, talk about woe is me,
Mhm.
and oh, it's just a little, I'm just a little. No, we big. We are big out here. It might not be the big masses like we on these TV shows. I don't want that kind of fame. I'm like you, Coach. I don't want that kind of fame at all. Y'all can have that because it comes with a lot of heartache, I'm sure. You know what I'm saying? And that's probably why some of these women are out there reconstructing their faces and their bodies, because it comes with all of that pressure. I ain't got time. I'm gonna lose the weight when I lose the weight. I'm gonna show up when I need to show up. I'm gonna have the big nose and the big head, whatever, the big hips. I'm gonna have it all until I lose whatever it is that I need to lose. But at the end of the day, yo, we big.
Mhm.
All of us are big because we rep a big God. That's the difference between us and the people. All
Yep.
right, I'm giving it
Yep.
back to you, sis.
Yep, we represent a big God. I think I want to say two things to that, and just going back to the people in these large platforms and the stress that they have to endure, and like you said, that's why they reconstruct. So imagine God doing this work with me now. I don't want to get to a place if the platform grows, then I start to feel the weight of the world and want to reconstruct. I don't ever want to do that, because I will have to sit down, go back to Ephesians 2:10. Listen here, my God created me in Christ's image to do his work and to serve his people. And so I don't want to ever get out of alignment with that again. Been there, done that. He shut that first business down. Poverty product, it was just a hobby. I'm gonna dry it up, because if you want to get to the millions, you come over here to what I have for you. And then to the big God part, no more playing it small. Again, remember I said that I was wearing a mask, so I was doing it in reverse. It wasn't that I was showing up trying to pretend to be something I wasn't. I was showing up not being myself. So I was showing up small. And so taking on the word masterpiece, I was like, that's a heavy word. When I hear masterpiece, I hear beauty, I hear craft, I hear art. I just hear like, put me on display, baby. So I didn't feel that way at the time. But if we're going to take on that word, we have to show up big. We have to show up colorful. We have to show up unique. We have to show up creative. We have to show up out of the box. Like, don't be regular smegular. You saucy, baby. Like, Kim Dedine say, you got the sauce, so show up saucy. What's your flavor? Like, you
That
ketchup,
part.
mayonnaise, ranch, Polynesian sauce, whatever. Show up saucy. And a lot of times we put ourselves in the box, and every time we say, I can't do it, it'll never happen for me, blah, blah, blah. You are putting God in the box. You are limiting
Mm,
him. He is limitless.
mm.
He has no boundaries. So color outside the lines, baby, and show up big. She said spicy. Polynesian.
Okay. And then Keisha said, "What's your flavor, baby?" Yes, sir.
Flavor.
Yes,
Show
this
up
has
big.
been amazing. Well, we got to show up big. We serve a big God, and because of that, we have to. And like I always used to say, there is a difference between being cocky and there's a difference between being confident. We are not coming up in these streets, and we're humble about it. We're
Yes.
coming up in these streets, we're confident because we serve a big God. So yeah, bring your sauce. Your sauce is the added thing that we need out here in
Yes.
these streets. You know what I'm saying?
It is. Can I say this? I told this story before.
Hmm.
So I like that. I love that you said don't confuse cockiness with confidence. And so if we do this, and if we say, oh, I look fly today, I'm that girl, that's not cocky. All right. If you think about Jesus, when he stepped up to the scene,
I
people
mean,
could say he was flexing. People could say he was doing the most. People
and I
could
know he
say
was.
he was. He didn't do anything small. Those stories, come on, turning water to wine. That's extra. The man couldn't see, so he gonna spit in the dirt and make a. He did arts and craft. He spit in the dirt, made some clay, pasted on his eyes, told him to go wash it off. That's doing it big. That's being extra. That's creating a masterpiece. All he had to, we already know in the beginning, he spoke a thing, let there be light, and it was light. So he could have easily say, let there be, you can see now, he didn't. He
Mm-hmm.
did the extra stuff. So in other words, when you're going out here, up, we moving into the creative business part. When you're going out here and you're showing up,
Mm-hmm.
show up and show out. It's not being cocky, it's being confident, it's being unique, it's doing just like Jesus did when he rolled up and he turned the water into wine, when he spit in the dirt and made a paste, and he didn't have to do it, but he did. So when you show up in your business, show up and show out. Go the extra mile, add the extra sauce on it. Do
Add it.
it big then.
Do it big, big. I so love it. So I just got one more question for you, right? And this
Mhm.
is going to lead into your creative strategist that you are. As a creative strategist, how do you integrate creativity into your daily life and work to
Mhm.
fuel your purpose driven endeavors?
Okay, daily life. All right, so let's think about daily life. Oh, it's never a
Yeah.
dull moment around here. So, because how God just created me, I think creativity just stumbles. across every day. I could be in the kitchen cooking, and now we making up a whole song, whipping the egg, whipping the egg, whip, and I'll be like, Holy Spirit, you see that, girl? I'm too much in it, God. All right, and I'll just say, Holy Spirit, you ready? Or creativity shows up in my kids. I'm watching them,
Oh
and their
yes.
imagination is wild. Or we may get on the floor, and now we're making something. So here you go. We're using our hands to create. That's the
Mhm.
creativity. And that stuff can spickle over into the business. I realize whenever I'm in a dark space, when I'm in a
Mhm.
funk,
Mhm.
and I don't allow creativity to merge up out of me, then the business side of me is dull, basic, and non-existent, because
Mm.
I have allowed something to cause me to be bitter, upset, depressed, or whatever. But if you allow the light, the colors, the creativity to keep
Mhm.
on moving, then your business will be able to keep expanding. So for me, just
Uh-huh.
daily movement around the house, being my silly self, being animated, making up songs, dancing. The kids was watching YouTube yesterday, and it was like a beat in the background, and my oldest daughter started saying her grace, and she was like, God is grace, God is good, thank you, Lord, for my food. And I was like, and I said, wait, not to the grace, but stuff like that we do on a daily basis, and that keeps me
Yes.
going so that I can show up in my
Mhm.
business with creativity. You have to keep the fun.
Yes.
You have to keep the fun. You have to keep the authenticity with yourself, and
Mhm.
um, you just have to take yourself. I'm reading this book, and they say go on an artist date. And this is a way that you can always spark the creativity. If once a week you go on an artist date with yourself, whether that's looking through fashion magazines, if you're into that, whether that's
Mhm.
scrolling down Hobby Lobby, whether that's learning a new craft, picking flowers, watching butterflies, whatever it
Mhm.
is, you go on an artist date with yourself. And that's going to keep that drive
The
in you.
spark.
So yeah, so you can
Mhm.
show up in your business in a creative way.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I
Yep.
like that.
Yep.
Well, listen, how can the people come work with you if they are ready to come work with you? And I do like that idea. Yeah, the artist date. That's dope.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
That's a good idea. You got some
Yep.
comments in there. Yeah.
Yep.
That's a
Do
good
the
idea.
artist date, and nobody cannot compromise your artist date. And it's something you do by yourself, is what the book recommends. It says do
Right.
the artist date by yourself. But if the people want to come work with me, here you go. See what I'm saying? Can't turn it off, even if I tried.
Okay. We don't need you to turn it off either.
Yes, but if you go to Instagram, the IG link is right. It was not the link, but you can see the handle at life underscore Katrina. There is a
Mhm.
Calendly link that you can click, and you can book a session with me. If you are an entrepreneur and you want to ditch the cookie cutter look, not, let me put this disclaimer, not a brand coach. That's Coach Lanika Michelle, not a brand coach. But what I'm saying is, I give you a quick example. My niece, she wants to host a uh, going back to school drive for kids. So this is her assignment for this season. Everybody
Okay.
does something like that, but how can yours stand
Mm.
out? How can you show up
Mhm.
unique and different? How can your drive look like a masterpiece? So that is what I'm doing with people when I work with them as a business creative coach, is whatever it is God is telling you to do. How can we add the
Mhm.
extra sauce and flavor? How can you take it up a notch? Because you want to leave a lasting impression so that people can
Mhm.
see the glory that's put in you from God. All right. So anyway, there's a Calendly link that
I
you
like
can book
that.
that for all the
Okay.
business creative out there that wants to take their business to the next level. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for
Thank
dropping
you,
that link.
Tish.
And then if you are on a purpose journey and you like, I don't know what I'm doing, you can book that link too. There's a link for a 15-minute free call, and then there's another link for us to get moving to figure out, okay, maybe there's some
Mhm.
healing you have to do, maybe you need to work on your identity or confidence. There is a link for that
Mhm.
too. I think it's 3 links, so hit your girl up. Hit your girl up. And we're gonna have a good time. Just being you.
Yes, that's it.
I'm not a stiff coach. In fact, I really didn't even like the word coach. So I'm gonna be like your home girl, pulling up what you already have lying dormant in you.
That's
You
it.
got the artwork.
That's it.
That's it.
So you also have a Facebook group as well. Can you tell us more about this Facebook group? Because if
Yes.
people want to just keep experiencing more of you and get a little, I guess I'm gonna be quiet. Let you tell us about
Yes,
this
the
Facebook group.
Facebook group. Oh my goodness, it's called His Masterpiece, and it's PIECED capitalized. And I shared with you guys earlier. It's because the D is very significant. God told me put some respect. It's D because I pre-planned all of this. So that group is a group of women who come together and we pour into each other, give them encouraging words, and it's basically helping them to see that they are the walking masterpiece in God's master plan. So when you step out the door, just know you are a walking masterpiece because your father said so. Can't nobody say anything different. So yeah, meet me over there in that community. The community is going to grow. We're going to implement more things. I'm going to move my Talk That Talk Tuesdays show there. I used to make reels on Instagram and stuff, but it's going to be housed right in that community. So yeah, check us out over there. Thank you for dropping that. Thank you. Thank you.
My bad. I
No,
put
go ahead.
myself on mute while trying to look at her, get her stuff together. Listen, and this has been such a good conversation. I so appreciate you coming through, Miss Katrina, Coach. I know
Mm.
you don't like it, but it is what it is. Coach K in the building. Listen, I cannot wait to work with you because you might spark up. I like the fact that you said she's the branding coach, I'm the creative coach. Don't get it twisted. So
Don't get
you
it
both
twisted.
you need the both of us at the end of the day, okay? And you know what would be very powerful? I'm just throw this out there because it just hit my mind. If you get the both of us sitting together at the same time,
Listen. Ooh.
I'm just gonna throw that out there. So if you are ready to expand your business, and you probably are in a funk, and this is where I've been honestly, because y'all know I like to keep it real. I said that I was gonna take myself off of social media for a little while, but God was like, "Yo, why you keep shrinking when you see somebody
Mm.
come your way,
Oh, so
and
you
you
gonna
gonna call
bring that up
yourself
at the
saying
end?
I'm taking a social media detox?" It was like, yo, stop shrinking because you see them. Yes, let them see you. Stop shrinking.
Something that I saw Carlos King said. He's a celebrity journalist or whatever. But he was
Yep,
like, let the haters see you. Let them
let
see
them.
you because one, it may motivate them. Two, it's gonna remind them that I used to know her. I treated her
That
this way.
part.
Oh my gosh, I can never do somebody like that again because then I don't want them to play in my face no more. So it's not so much of oh my gosh, they still looking and following or commenting or biting off of me. Let them look, let them bite, let them see because it may
Mm-hmm.
be freeing for them. It's gonna be some healing they have to do. So
That part.
ooh, that's shrinking. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the shrinking spirit.
I'm
I'm
tired of
tired
the
of it.
shrinking spirit too. I'm sick
Tired of it.
of it because I was like, yo, what am I doing? I'm at a momentum on this thing, and then all of a sudden, because I see a certain person
It's
or
crazy.
people, I
Yes.
go, oh, and I blame it and I put God in the midst. We gotta stop doing that too. I think God needed to tell me to take a social media detox. No, he ain't tell you none of that. That was your flesh, sis. This is me talking to myself. So nobody can y'all can come at me still, but this is me coming at me when I realized the other day, wait, hold up, sis. Why you stopping? Why you
Mm,
shrinking? Because they watching? Let them
mm.
watch.
Let them
And we
watch.
gotta
Put on a
stop.
show, baby.
Put on a show.
Put
This
on
is
a
why
show.
we need Coach K to give us the creativity and keep pushing us into our purpose. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we do get in our feelings when we do see some things, and because we are healing, We start
Yeah.
letting some of the things that we're trying to heal from
Mm-hmm.
um play big in our minds, and we can't keep doing that at the end of
Mm-hmm.
the day. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? So I don't know who else that was for, but listen, show up, stop shrinking. There's other ways to take detoxes from everything, but if social media is where you're supposed to be at because your business is thriving on social media, then be there.
Yeah.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, that's all I got to say on that. But anyway, listen, I'm excited. I'm so honored that you came. I can't wait until maybe another month or so because I got to get all the rest of my up. She said that was for Eb.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, show up, show up.
Show up.
Don't let them see you. So this is what I hear. Don't let them see us go into hiding because now we see them watching us.
Mm. Mm.
That we should show up
Mm.
even more because now we see them watching us. And we shouldn't let them intimidate us the way they do because they're really the ones intimidated by us because we still showing up in the midst of them did after they did what they did to us. We're still
Ooh.
showing up. We didn't
Ooh.
shut down all the way. So yeah,
And
that
they
was
probably used to us shutting down and hiding. So that's
and
good. You
hide.
cannot hide. You
You
if
cannot
you
hide.
out now. You are out. You have been exposed. So go for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So
Oh, that's
dude,
so good.
come on out it. Come on out of hiding and let's see y'all faces because we need it. Uh Emily said, y'all, this episode good. I'm so glad that it spoke to y'all. That's always a goal of mine. Keisha said, we outside. Right. We outside the all right, y'all. I can't be ghetto on here. I think my mama watching.
You
I'm only
said
playing.
we
I
gotta be the
know.
same
I
way.
gotta be me. I know, right? I know. So she know this how we get down. So
Yeah.
listen, y'all stay encouraged. Katrina, I'm so excited for you. I can't wait till we have another episode for you to come on back. But listen, y'all make sure y'all go follow her. Make sure that if you are in a creative funk and you need some um an extra right? Go
Mm-hmm.
holler at her. Look, my mama. Look,
That's
I
your
knew
mama.
that my
Okay.
mama was on here.
I was wondering. That's so funny. And I am. That's what she
And
said.
I am right.
I love it.
I love you too, mama.
Oh my God.
So anyway, until the next time, y'all go out here, y'all. Right. Listen, and stay out of my business. There's a panel coming, y'all. We can do it on this podcast, so be ready because when all of us get on here, it's going to be a wrap. Because yeah, it's gonna be heavy. So yeah, there is a panel coming, and I'm gonna wait until God says so. So stay out of my business, Ebony.
She be knowing things.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all come and see us next Tuesday at 11 o'clock. I think I don't want to give. I don't know who is coming up. I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie.
Just come back next week.
Right, just come back next week at 11 o'clock. Be here in the same room. We love you too, Mama. You're beautiful. I get it from you. So listen, we'll see y'all next Tuesday, same time, same place. Y'all be great for the rest of the week. Make sure y'all follow my girl Katrina and get some of this amazing love that she drops down on us every week in her group. Okay. On that note, peace and blessings. I will talk to y'all next Tuesday.